Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you for stopping by my video. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is a little bit of the craziness that been going on with GameStop and with all the other stocks, what happened with Robinhood, and what you can do to either take advantage or to finish profiting off of these moves. I felt obliged to make this video, although I wasn't planning to start my streaming till probably midway through the year, but with all the craziness and all the misinformation going around the internet, I felt forced to make this video and hopefully helping you guys understand what's going on and what you should probably do in this situation. Whether you're somebody who has bought and is still holding some of these stocks, or you're somebody who's just looking from outside and thinking like, damn, I should probably take advantage of this. I'm going to help you make a more educated decision on what you should do. So please stick to the end of the video. I'm going to go over a few different topics. I'm going to give some of my opinions. I have been personally trading for over 10 years. Started trading before I can even make a real account. But I've been heavily into the investment and the trading for the last 5-6 years. Forex, stocks, options, everything. So I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion, and hopefully it can help you guys in making a better decision. Right into it. Let's talk about GameStop. What the heck has been going on? Well, for many of you, if you guys grew up in the US and you have been to a GameStop, through your teenage years, like I did, whenever we went to the mall, GameStop made the mall and going shopping with your parents a little bit less stressful because you could just go in there, pop in there. They usually have some PlayStations around the store, some Xbox where you could play. You always got to fight with kids to get next in line. But whatnot. But GameStop was always like that go-to place for teenagers, for kids that was into gaming, for ones that didn't have systems, they wanted to go there. GameStop was awesome. So for us growing up, we understand what GameStop was, right? When internet and when the PlayStation store or the Xbox store wasn't available to buy things online, GameStop was the place to go. And if you really think about what GameStop business model was, it wasn't, they didn't make a big part of their profits selling games, new games. Where their business really lied was in buying back your games and selling it for a higher margin. And if you remember, like I do, I'll go buy my favorite game first week it comes out, first day it comes out. Call of Duty, $60, or any other story game, and I will beat it in like 3 or 4 days. And then after you beat some games, there's no point in playing them, especially since in those times we didn't really have online multiplayer or online things that you could connect with friends. So once you finish that game and you beat the story mode, it was like, it was pretty much a game over, right? Because there's nothing else to do. So what we will do is we'll spend $60 on the game, go back to GameStop, sell it back to them for like 25, $30. Then they'll put it right back on their floor, on their rack as a used game, but for 50, $55. So it was a crazy margin that they made. And for years, this is really what propelled GameStop into being able to hold their business steady, is the buying back used games and selling them at a higher margin. But since the PlayStation store, the Xbox store, and all these systems, now they offer games online and even cheaper. I just bought FIFA 21, which was usually priced at $60, $70, $80 for the one I got. I got it at $20. When I can do that, you start to think like, why do you really need a GameStop anymore? Why is GameStop supposed to be non-existent at this point, or in a couple of years? Retail business, physical business that has a location, they're getting slaughtered, especially after COVID. Many of them closed their doors. And I mean, you can see that. If you can see my chart, you can kind of understand what I'm looking at here. You see this radical with the prices at the right. You see where GameStop has been the last 5 years. Max in 2013, 2015, they was trading at $42, $50. But since then, they started dropping. And during the COVID times, they dropped to about $2, under $3. If you bought GameStop, back in March, based on the fact that it was valued at $3 and you've been there your whole life, I understand that play, right? Essentially risk reward. But if you're looking at GameStop now after all the craziness and after it shot up, then that's exactly what you are. You're crazy because you're buying something that you don't know. So what exactly happened? What caused GameStop to skyrocket like this? Well, for many that still don't understand what happened, is that this push was literally because of a Reddit group of traders. that they're on Reddit, they're on Discord now, so they're on different platforms. But it's a group ran by retail traders. Retail traders are people who, just like me and you, who trade our own money, right? The other side of retail trader is institutions, people who are in hedge funds, people who are in banks, people who have the big money and trade funds of other people. That's who we bet against most of the time. And for the majority part, pretty much since the beginning of being able to trade in the stock markets, those people are the ones who pretty much set all the rules of the game. They have the money, they push it, and they make us lose for that so that they can win. 95% of retail traders lose so that the institutional traders win. And these people obviously, they have money to make major bets, and they have money to move the markets. Since I started trading, especially in the Forex markets and the crypto markets 5 or 6 years ago, I learned that retail traders have no power. We are always at the mercy of the institutional traders because they have the money. So as a retail trader, I learned to trade with the institutions, kind of seeing patterns, price patterns, and signals that tell me that it's probably going to move in a certain direction. So my all my trading career, I have learned that I have no power. I don't control it. That the institutions are going to control it. So I have to trade with them and in line with them in order to make money. But for the first time ever, with that single Reddit group, they pushed the buttons to another limit. They set the rules. They push a stock like GameStop that has pretty much no future at this point because of their business model, unless they change now. But they pushed this stock from pretty much $2 up to 20, up to 70, up to 140, until the max, which has hit $480, which you can see this big peak over here. Then it dropped. Now it's kind of balancing in the middle. So what drove this? Literally, I'm gonna tell you again, retail traders in that Reddit group drove this. People getting on the same page and trying to short squeeze the people who was trying to make GameStop go all the way to the bottom. All these people got on the same page and they started buying up GameStop, and GameStop started shooting up. GameStop is not the only stock, and I am gonna cover the other stocks in the video. But pretty much this group of people got on the same page and they did something that never had happened before. And they put the hedge fund on their toes because nobody thought that the retail trader could have this much power. But now, for the first time, we're seeing that if a group of people get together and they push a stock to certain extremes, you better be cautious. Now, Wall Street investors understand this, and I promise you that they're going to do whatever they can to try to limit our power in order to push this. So this was a big day for retail traders, but it's a big reality. Why? Because although this was a good push and although a lot of people made money, it's really something dangerous because a lot of people are going off of speculation as well. A lot of people are taking advice from a certain group and making investment decisions. And for a lot of people, they're probably making big commitments to these type of trades, commitments that probably affect their family's livelihood. So if you're somebody looking from the outside in, listen back to this video and listen to GameStop's business model. And you have to decide whether this is something that you should invest in or not. Now, if you're looking from the outside in, understand that if you miss this trade, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of companies and other trade opportunities that you can take. There's no reason why you should be stressing or having fear of missing out. There's something in trading called FOMO, fear of missing out. And FOMO is something really real. And people who are usually construct by FOMO and they get into things because they're going to miss out are usually people who stay to the end and take all the losses. You can't trade based off of that. I'm not a GameStop. I did take advantage of other stocks with all the Reddit craziness, but I was already in those positions. And I'm not here sitting here telling you not to buy because I'm not trying to give you financial advice. This video is only for entertainment purposes. But what I am telling you is you need to be smart about what you're doing. You need to not buy just because everybody on Facebook is buying, because everybody made money. No, do not do that. And the reality is that most people promoting that they probably did this only won a couple of $100, thousands of bucks. Don't get brought by the hype. At the end of the day, you don't really know what position any other man or any other woman is. So don't try to make decisions based on other people's actions or based on other people's words. You need to make your own decision, and you need to understand what's going on. That's the whole point of this video, is me helping you understand what's really going on so that you can make a better educated decision, whether you should get into the craziness or not, or whether you should wait. What this should have taught you, though, is that you should be prepared, right? Because the people who really want money on this are the people who are looking at the market. Again, I was lucky that this craziness pushed my stock in the up direction. But again, I've been in this. And the only thing that I understand when it comes to finance and trading is that you don't control nothing. You just have to be positioned. You just have to be well positioned in order to take advantage. Because once you decide to buy, let's say you're looking at GameStop today saying, hey, it's at 270. I heard that's going to go to 1,000. Again, you're just betting. You might as well go to casino and do something because you don't know that. Right. If you try to get into something after all the hype of it being on the news, I promise you, you're already late. You should have been buying GameStop when it was at $18, $10, $20. But buying one stock at 260, 450 because you think it's gonna shoot up, to me, that's pure craziness. I wouldn't do it. Even if I was almost guaranteed it was gonna go to 1,000, I still wouldn't take the bet because it's too much downside at this point. People say there's a lot of upside left. Well, I see there's a lot of downside left, especially something like GameStop that has already moved 200, 300,000% since March. I'm telling you, social media is gonna have you buying these stocks that are already skyrocketed up. And more than times than not, if you stick to that strategy and that plan of you buying whatever's hot, you're gonna lose a lot of the times. I promise you that. But again, take this with a grain of salt. If you're looking at my video saying, "Oh, this dude has nothing. He has no idea what he's talking about. Gates are gonna shoot up." Again, I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just giving you my personal opinion of what I would do with my capital and my funds. Capital and funds to a lot of other people isn't that important. People blow accounts all the time. Okay. And at the end of the day, that's part of investing. Anytime you get into any stock is speculation, right? That is going to go up. That's why you get into it. Even the ones that I think I'm 100% on, I always wake up with the reality that any company could crash because I don't control them, right? This is out of your control unless you're part of the company, you have something in it. You do not control what a stock is going to do. So it's all speculation. But I'm telling you, don't feed into the hype. Don't just feed into the hype because you want to be part of it. Don't do that. Okay. So what can we expect from GameStop? Again, there's not really much we could base ourselves off of, just what the crazy that just happened right now. That's why I'm not getting in. That's why I'm not looking for a position. Even if GameStop dropped to $80, I wouldn't do it. Well, how would I buy GameStop? Maybe if it dropped back to under $1, $2, but at that point, it's probably gonna finish crashing, right? Hopefully, the GameStop people can work a business model. They could raise capital at these prices and they could probably move on to something virtual that's going to keep on going in the future. Now, if your decision to get into GameStop is based off you really believing that the company is going to be successful in the future, then I understand you buying. But if your decision of buying is based on speculation, based on what you're seeing on social media, and based on you getting in the hype and trying to get rich, I promise you it is more than likely not going to end well for you and not going to end well for anybody taking that strategy into trying to make investments. Okay. Understand that the market goes up and down, and having money in the market, losing money, going up is very different than anything else. Investing is very different from anything else. So at the very least, what this should have taught you is that you should probably put on your investor hat a little bit more, try to understand more of the markets so that you could be positioned for the next opportunity. Okay. You don't be scared of missing this one. I promise you, there's going to be many more. Wall Street Bets is new. And I promise you, more groups are going to be born out of the Wall Street Bets. They started something. So this is the time for you to learn. Okay, this is the time for you to learn and be prepared. At the very least, I really hope that this video helped you understand a little bit more about the craziness. And please take it with a grain of salt. This is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. Okay. I'm just here to give you my opinion, what I think. This is a trader with 10 plus years of experience. Be careful, guys. I promise you, be careful. These are great times for some people, but these are also scary times because this is the age of misinformation, age of information, age of misinformation. Do your own research, do your own homework. Please subscribe to my channel. If you find this video educational, I'm going to start doing live streams daily, probably even 2 or 3 a day. I'm going to do another one today explaining the other stocks that shot up, looking into those companies. I understand that this company didn't get into any of the finances, probably how you wanted to make you do it. But again, this wasn't intended to really look at GameStop's finances. You could go do your own research, go to Yahoo Finances, go to the NASDAQ page, and you could look at their finances and do your homework. I might do another one in the future looking at the finances. I just wanted to make this base video to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, and also to dumb things down a little bit more for those that still having trouble understanding what's going on. My name is Chris Patino. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one.